We are still in Kurukshetra. Arjuna is on the floor of the chariot, sobbing like a child who realized that the world is on fire. Sri Krishna turns his head, his eyes as calm as the oceans with storms, silently throwing tantrums underneath. The God's first words in the Gita are not showered with flowers, but with a brutal truth. Arjuna, he said sternly, where did this weakness come from? Arjuna was a warrior, and his dharma as a Kshatriya is to fight in the battlefields. But he was tied to the material lamentations. His sorrow and deep compassion to the material living beings made him rethink about the battle and made him weak. This will close the door to heaven and bring infamy. It is unbecoming, Supreme Godhead said to Arjuna. Cast off this petty faint-heartedness and arise, O scorcher of enemies. Arjuna looks at the Lord. It looked like he had stopped crying. You are grieving for those who should not be grieved upon. Yet you speak words of wisdom. Lord Krishna implied that the material body is very temporary. The soul is the only thing that is eternal. It was in the past, it is in the present, and will be there in the future. Never was there a time when I did not exist, or you, not even all these kings and kingsmen. As childhood, youth, and old age come to the body, the soul takes on a new one, just like changing clothes. Bodies might be temporary, but the soul cannot be killed, not with the guns and bombs and fire, water or wind. They are eternal. The soul is the consciousness. All the living entities, from a tiny protozoan to a huge banyan tree, has soul in it. It is a spark made of tiny atom, invisible to our material eyes, yet regulates the whole body. The body might get old, but the soul is the same. It just moves to a new house, maybe in Earth, maybe in the higher planets, or the house of the Supreme Godhead. That soul is eternal, all-pervading, unchanging. Yet knowing this, why do you cry for the changing coats? Cowards die many times, but the brave, they taste death only once. The Supreme Godhead pauses. Arjuna is bamboozled, breathing like a man who just surfaced from drowning. Sri Krishna continues, his voice now just like the molten gold. Even if you believe the soul is constantly born and constantly dies, still you should not grieve. For one who is born, death is certain, and for one who dies, birth is certain. Then why grieve over the inevitable? You see, dharma doesn't encourage killing people just because the body is material and it is certain that they will take another birth again and again. There is the justice system to protect that. Even the kings were right to give the death punishment so that the karma of this birth does not continue on the next one. Now, the Godhead leans forward, his eyes are blazing. You are a Kshatriya. Your very nature is to fight when dharma is under attack. This war was written long before you even took your first breath. The arrows are already flying, with or without you. If you abandon this righteous war, you will lose both your honor and dignity. People will speak of your disgrace. For a man of honor, dishonor is worse than death. The great warriors will not think that you quit out of your compassion for them, but you fled from fear. Your enemies will mock you with cruel words. What could be more painful than that? Anyone who is a devotee of the God and dies doing his karma is certain to go to the higher planets or straight to the God's place. The God himself is directing Arjuna to fight the battle. If you die, you gain heaven. If you win, you enjoy in your very own material existence. Arise, Arjuna. Get yourself up and fight. Although the Lord himself was there to serve Arjuna as the charioteer, the commander Arjuna was submitted to the devotion of the Lord. His hands stopped shaking. Sri Krishna's voice becomes a whisper that can still be heard across galaxies. Treat pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat as the same, and fight. You will incur no sin. Then come the verses that contains the entire Gita in a handful of fire. You have the right to actions only, never to its fruits. Don't let the fruits of action be your motive, nor let yourself be attached to the inaction. Just perform your duty by abandoning attachment, and don't think about your success or failure. This evenness of mind is yoga. The Lord goes deeper. There are two paths: the path of knowledge, Sankhya, for the ones who think. Their minds still murder and marry 1,000 times a day. And those who act in the world, yoga, but remain untouched inside, like a lotus leaf floating in the water. They both reach me, but the second one is faster. Be the lotus. See me in the enemy. See me in your grandfather. See me in the arrow that leaves your bow. When you can look at Bhisma and say, "This is also Lord Sri Krishna," and then release the arrow, then you are free while living. You live with no attachments. Every breath becomes meditation. Every step becomes worship. That man is my devotee, and that man is my friend, and that man comes home while still walking on earth. He who draws the senses away from the objects, just like a tortoise draws its limbs within his body, his wisdom is steady. When he completely withdraws from sense, objects, like a tortoise, and fixes his mind on me, that is the highest state. Krishna's voice drops to almost nothing. Even while seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, breathing, he offers all actions to me. His sadness, happiness, and devoted to me alone. That yogi is the dearest to me. Krishna ends with a promise that rings across 5,000 years. Fix your mind on me. Be devoted to me. Sacrifice to me. Bow down to me. Having disciplined yourself, keeping me as your supreme goal, you shall come to me alone. I promise you truly, for you are dear to me. Abandon all dharmas and simply surrender to me. I will deliver you from all the sins. Do not fear. The battlefield is still there. The armies are still waiting. But inside the chariot, a new universe has been born. Arjuna holds back. His tears have dried. His bow is still on the floor of the chariot, but it already knows it will be lifted. He has not yet spoken, but the seed of all 18 chapters has already been planted. I am only a Shishya. I completed the second chapter today, and I felt something very deep inside my chest. Because Krishna just told every one of us, whoever felt lost, that pain is the doorway, confusion is the question, and surrender is the answer. If your chest is burning right now, then stay with me. 16 chapters left. 16 skies still to cross. The chariot is turning. The bow is waiting. This is real Vaikuntha. Let us fight together.